Hey you guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Alessandra for those of you who are new here, and today I wanted to talk about the new diet that J.Lo announced she was doing. And this has been all over my Facebook page, the Today Show, all these websites are promoting it. It caught my attention because it's something that a lot of our prospective clients and people who follow us on social media struggle with a lot, and that's just diet information overload. There are so many different diets out there. It's hard to know what's right, what's wrong, what you should be doing, and when you see your favorite celebrity post about this diet that they're doing, it kind of makes you want to try it. But in reality, you should not be listening to celebrities when it comes to your health and fitness advice. And I'm gonna go through the diet, tell you what it is, why I dislike it, and what you should be doing instead. So if you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, this is the picture / little video J.Lo and A-Rod posted about the diet that they're doing. It's a 10-day challenge, and basically it's a detox from carbs and sugar. So they cut out all carbs, all sugar. I did find out later, someone mentioned she is eating vegetables. Who knows if she is or isn't, but vegetables are a carb, so not really sure how that ties into her no carb challenge. The reason why I dislike this right off the bat is because this is not something that's sustainable. 10 days is a really short period of time. You're not gonna see that much change in 10 days, and if you do, it's mostly gonna be a drop in water weight. When you cut out carbs, you're losing a lot of water. The other reason why I really dislike it is because she kind of demonizes carbs, which is a whole macronutrient category, and she demonizes sugar, which is not something that we need to be fearful of. This ultimately sends the wrong message to the masses, including a lot of young women who look up to her. She's telling them if they eat a certain way, they're gonna get abs that look like this, and that's just not the case. And it's not the only way, or even the best way at all, to lose body fat. So let's talk about the science behind low carb. Is there really any research supporting that low carb is better than moderate or even eating high carbs? Not right now. The most important thing when it comes to fat loss is that you're in a caloric deficit. Regardless of whether that deficit comes from carbs, fats, protein, it doesn't matter. As long as you are burning more calories than you are consuming, you will lose body fat. For most people, eating super low carb is not going to be sustainable, nor is it going to be enjoyable. Eating no carbs and no sugar sounds absolutely miserable to me, and I know that the majority of this country and people in the world in general are not going to be able to sustain that long term. So that right there should be a red flag when you are reading through these different diets. Whether it's keto, whether it's paleo, whether it's low carb, you need to figure out if this is something that you personally can sustain long term, and if it's something that you see yourself doing for an extended period of time, if not the rest of your life. If you can't see yourself doing this long term, then you have to ask yourself, is this really worth it? And is this really something that I want to invest in? I also want to touch on sugar a little bit in this video, and I know this is kind of a controversial topic, but sugar alone is not the reason that you're gaining fat. Sugar is not something that you should be really fearful of. It's not bad per se. A lot of people think that sugar is something you can be addicted to, but that has no backing as far as the scientific research goes. There is nothing showing that sugar is purely addictive. It's kind of a flashy term that the nutrition space can use to steer you away from sugar or steer you towards their products that they say will help you lose body fat. Where people are getting confused with that is that highly refined, highly processed foods are really palatable, really easy to overconsume passively, and there's a difference between overconsumption of a food in a passive way and being absolutely addicted to it. So I understand where people are seeing that sugar addiction can be real, but there is just no backing to that. So because these highly processed foods are very palatable, they're very easy to overconsume, which means you're probably overconsuming your calories, which is the reason why you're gaining fat. It's not from the sugar alone. It's obviously smart to limit your intake of added sugars, but being fearful of something like fruit is just silly because fruit is so very nutrient dense. There's a lot of other positives when you consume fruit. It's not just purely made up of sugar. So minimize your packaged foods that you eat. That's obviously not a bad thing, but also don't be fearful of sugar and say that you have to cut all of it out to be successful with your fat loss. Deeming all sugar as something that's bad is just fear-mongering and is not something that is going to help you sustain a healthy lifestyle or a healthy relationship with your food. You're probably wondering what you should be doing instead. So if this diet isn't it, what should you be doing essentially to lose that body fat, gain muscle, whatever your goals may be? What do? There's so much information out there, and I know that, but at the end of the day, do what I just said. Think about what fits your current lifestyle and ultimately ensure that you're in a caloric deficit. If you're not in a caloric deficit, if you're even at maintenance or eating in a surplus, you're not going to lose body fat. So what we suggest is a sustainable approach to nutrition. So you want to go about your nutrition in a way that you can sustain long term, and usually that means including the foods that you enjoy. We love and preach flexible dieting to our clients, and it's something that a lot of people can adhere to really well. So think of filling your day with mostly nutrient-dense foods, about 80% of your day, leaving about 20% or even 10% if you want to be a little bit more strict for those fun foods or sugary foods or carbs or whatever it is that you enjoy. That may or may not be as nutrient-dense as the rest of your day. There's no reason to restrict any food groups as a whole, and there's no reason to restrict any foods in general if it's something that you like to eat. So all in all, to recap, I do not support the diet or the challenge that JLo is promoting, but this is honestly not something that's new. A lot of celebrities promote things like Khloe Kardashian with the Fit Tea. I mean, millions of other people promote diets and fad diets and the Atkins and paleo and the keto, but at the end of the day, be a smart consumer, confirm that this diet is the best for you and your lifestyle, and don't be fearful of things like carbs, sugar, when there really is no research backing up any reason why you have to be fearful of them. So I hope you guys learned something in this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Share it with a friend or family member who may be guilty of trying all these new fad diets or detoxes. And comment below if you have any questions. I would be happy to answer them. See you in the next video. Bye.